And I'm inclined to agree with you, but here's what I can't escape. I can't escape the fact that the Dallas Cowboys haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since Troy Aikman. Where's that gotten them? I'm just looking at it from that standpoint. And so I'm saying to myself, look, I've just got the names right here. Ben DiNucci, Mike White, of course, Prescott, Stephen McGee, Quincy Carter, who was 16 and 15 as a starter for Dallas, and Bill Musgrave. Those are the quarterbacks that you've drafted since you drafted Troy Aikman. No wonder why you haven't won a damn thing. You got to take that into consideration as well. I totally agree with you in terms of what you were saying, the needs that they have. I totally agree. Let me add something else, Dom. Why the hell didn't you go out and get Derrick Henry? I mean, that's somebody, you talk about a bell cow at the running back spot. You going to let him get away? You got an opportunity to get somebody like him to take some of the pressure off of Dak Prescott so Dak Prescott isn't asked to drop back to pass and be a savior we've, at least thus far, has seen he can't be. Why would you do that? I don't understand Dallas on that one. I don't get it, but I understand where you're coming from. They got a plethora of needs. Offensive line, definitely. Running back, definitely. Linebacker, definitely. I get all of that. But in the same breath, the money that he's going to cost, the cap hit, even with him adjusting his salary to lessen the hit, it's at $55.4 million. It's the second highest in the league under Deshaun Watson. You take all of those things into consideration, what he's costing me, what he's prohibiting me from being able to go out and get because I'm stuck with his number. I got to look at Mr. CIA himself, Mike T, and say, you know what, he has a damn good point. If it's going to cost you that much to keep this guy, maybe, just maybe, I need to be thinking about the future while I'm trying to win now.
Okay, so to me, this is such a fascinating conversation that's been going on, a lot with regards to the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Now, right now, the Cowboys, they have a lot of needs. And people are using that as a way to say, see, Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. You're asking him to do these things, all by himself. And I think that's a false narrative. Because, again, for the last few years, everybody has been praising the Dallas Cowboys for winning 12-plus games a year. And then they play terrible in the playoffs. They get beat by the actual good teams. And so, again, my question that I keep asking that no one's giving me a good answer to is, have they been a good team during the regular season when they beat up on all the bad teams, and then when they lose to the good teams and lose in the playoffs? What does that tell you? Have they been a good team or not? Because a lot of these fans want to say, look how good they are, then they just don't step up in the playoffs, or it's the coaching, it's Quinn, it's this or that. And again, it seems like the fans can't make up their mind as to what the problem is. Now, I'm on the record saying this, that you need to have a good team to win, right? I mean, even Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, you need to have a good coach. You need to have a good team, good roster. You need to have weapons. I reject this narrative that even Patrick Mahomes had no one last season and they won. It's nonsense. It's just not accurate. They had Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Pacheco, top 2, top 1 defense, best defensive coordinator in the game, most likely in Spags. And so it's like, don't tell me they had nothing, because it's just not accurate. And so the Dallas Cowboys, you're telling me that they're this great team, that they had the chance to win the conference technically, to have to be the number 1 seed, and that they're as good as the 49ers, according to Micah Parsons, but then they get undressed against the Packers. And a huge reason of that is because of Dak Prescott. Yes, there was other issues, like the defense, but Dak didn't make it any easier. Dak did not play good. Dak played terrible. All of his stats were all when the game did not matter anymore. So I just need to know that when you're paying Dak all this money, what is he doing to deserve that money? Because when you get paid that much money, you have to overcome some of these issues. You have to be the reason why you hang in the game and give your team a fighting chance if your defense is collapsing or your offensive weapons aren't 100%. Because that is what those great players do. they find a way to at least give you a chance. Now, I'm not even going to hold Dak Prescott's feet to the fire for not being able to, win a Super Bowl, win championships necessarily. But he's never shown to be the reason why the Cowboys are hanging in there. That's what we see with like a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow, that even when they don't win, you truly feel like you have a chance because of those quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, the dynasty. They had a chance because of him. The Eagles defense was not holding their own. They were not holding up their end of the bargain. But Jalen Hurts made sure that he kept them in that game. Single-handedly in a lot of ways. Go back and watch those highlights. He was not being a system quarterback. He was not just benefiting from all the weapons. He was rolling out. He was buying time. He was rushing. He was making amazing throws. He was doing everything to keep the Eagles in that game. And everyone wants to say some of those touchdowns were tush pushes. Yeah, 2-3 yards out. And when he ran for the 2-point conversion, he got hit 2 yards with no tush push. It was just him saying, you are not going to keep me out of there. Like, that's what he does. What does Dak do? Dak steps out of bounds before he can go get that, 2-point conversion, which is what he did against the Eagles. Dak doesn't go down until it's too late, and now the time expires in the playoffs, which is exactly what Dak did against the 49ers. He doesn't step up in those big moments, which is what you need to do in order to deserve that $60 million a year. So you can't blame the team in those specific moments. Would having a better team or a better coach help you? Of course, it always will help you. But when a quarterback is getting paid that amount of money, they have to overcome some of those things. And it's not to say that he should be able to overcome his way to a Super Bowl, because I disagree with that. It's why I always give the benefit of the doubt to a Josh Allen, for instance, because that organization has just failed him ridiculously. But because of his greatness, you could see that he gives them a puncher's chance every single year. And that is solely because of what Josh Allen can do. And that's, that doesn't always show up in the stats. That shows up more when you really actually watch the games and watch how they unfold. So, does Dallas need to draft Dak Prescott's replacement? That's up to Dak. Because if Dak took a pay cut, if Dak took a Kirk Cousins deal, then I would say no. But the real question is that if you're going to draft a quarterback, Mike McCarthy's going to get fired. This is where the Cowboys are doing everything wrong. You would want to hire a coach and have him hire a great offensive head coach, and then you're going to want to draft a quarterback with his insights into it. Because you're going to draft some quarterback, and I don't know, what quarterback are you really going to be able to get at this point? You don't have a top 5, top 10 pick. So what quarterback are you going to get? You're going to hope that you're going to find another diamond in the rough? And then you're going to hope that you're going to be able to get a great coach who's going to want to work with a QB who's maybe not that special when maybe the Chicago Bears head coaching job is open with Caleb Williams. That's where a good offensive coach is going to want to go. Maybe Sean McDermott gets fired. And now you have Josh Allen, which is where a great offensive coach is going to want to go. Maybe they fire Nick Sirianni in Philadelphia. Now you have Jalen Hurts and that high-powered offense, which is where a great offensive coach is going to want to go. So there could be a lot of opportunities for head coaching jobs where a great offensive head coach is going to pick a significantly better quarterback, an established quarterback, or a quarterback that has proven to have potential. Not a first year, second year quarterback who, if you pick Dak's replacement and yet you don't play him this season, but then let him just walk next season, that means that quarterback is not going to have shown you anything. And I don't know what head coach is going to want to sign up for that. That's not a good decision. That's not a good place to be in if you can pick between Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts, or like John Smith, who was like, yeah, he played pretty good in college. for like North Dakota State. Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't get it. I don't see that unfolding in that way. So I really don't know what the Cowboys are doing. Not to mention, maybe you want to hire a coach, and that coach says you hire a really good offensive coach. Let's say like you had the chance to hire a Sean Payton or a Harbaugh, or maybe even a Bill Belichick, who's obviously defensive minded, and he says, whoa, you're crazy. Dak Prescott's a great quarterback. Mike McCarthy is just not a good head coach. Okay? Yeah, he's good. He's good enough, but he's not great. I can make magic with Dak because these are the qualities that he has. This is the type of offense I like to run. I will be able to maximize Dak Prescott. Let me talk to Dak. I'm going to get him to, take a little bit of a discount. Nothing too crazy. We don't want to insult him, but let me talk to him, and I'm going to turn him into a winner. I am going to turn him into a Hall of Famer. Give me 3 years, and if he's, and we got this. I mean, at least it's a legit pitch. It's a pitch that a Harbaugh could have made or a Sean Payton could have made because they have the track record. But I just think they're just doing everything backwards. It doesn't really make sense to me. It just seems like every decision they're making is wrong, and the only way they get out of this is one of two ways. Pure luck, or if the Joneses really do have that magic sauce and they really do just own and just know how to draft spectacularly well, and they know how to find that quarterback in the 4th round. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe, but I doubt it. It's not, I think they do draft pretty well, but I think they would have to get tremendously lucky at this point. But I'm excited to see what happens, quite honestly, because, the Dallas Cowboys are kind of the best soap opera in town, quite honestly. They always give you entertainment. They always give you great sound bites. And honestly, as a fan of just football as a whole, I'm all for it. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. Do you think Dallas Cowboys needs to focus on a strategy, or do you think they will draft Dak Prescott's replacement? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.